I think we might be back. Maybe. At least Streamlabs reconnected. Might just have to recreate the YouTube. Is Twitch still doing its thing? Refresh. Okay, Twitch is back up. Is YouTube going to come back up? Okay. It's got the wrong name, but that's fine. Let's copy. Details, paste. Copy. Oh, it's got the right name. Save. Oh, it should be 133, not 132. That's my bad. Save. Okay, I think we're back. I think. Refresh that. I can see Twitch is back. YouTube has not got a thumbnail, but that's... thumbnail. Code 133. SnowRunner. Playlists. Where are you? Playlist. I'll sort that out later. Yeah, internet died. I think it was the internet. Maybe it was fucking Streamlabs again. No, I think it was the internet. I don't know what the hell the problem is. Also, why is that the chat might not be working? Oops. Not coming up on the screen. Oh no, okay. Twitch is working. Why is the YouTube? I can see Horsey. Hello, Horsey. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Something's going on. Like my internet dies like once or twice a day lately, and I don't know what it is. And I've been trying to get it sorted with the ISP, but refresh maybe. Okay, yeah, now it's working. Okay, cool. Just takes a minute sometimes for the yeah, see, I can see that, Tate. Awesome, thank you. Although is Twitch buffering? What's going on? Just refreshing my preview window. Okay, let me check one more thing. G'day, Ian. How's it going, mate? How are you? How was your Wednesday? Beautiful day today. Fucking lovely outside. Not like yesterday. Yesterday was cold. Compared to the days before and after. Let me just quickly check this one other thing. And then we will continue on. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. While I'm in this place. Oh God, what did I do? Copy. Paste you, paste you. Paste you. Okay, cool. Right. Hopefully that doesn't happen again tonight. I really don't know what the fuck. It's just been so good for so long, and then all of a sudden, shit house. Yep, I can see that, Nan. Thank you. And VK, welcome in. Glad I'm back in SnowRunner. Weather flopped to 2, see, right meow. A little left for night time in the fall, yeah. This way. You know what? We might bring the twin steer first, because if it tips over, some rain coming in the morning. Okay, I haven't actually checked the forecast. Going ahead. Just, yeah, if the twin steer tips over, then I can at least get the cargo back on with the 963. Oh. Yeah, we'll take it this way. It's a bit tippy this way, but there's a bunch of winch points we should be able to save ourselves if we need to, or we just steer downhill. Famous last words. Oh, just grab some winch points. We should be good now. Speed helped us there. That was going to tip, but then the rear end bumped or got to the level bit and just flipped us back up. How to go with the long logs? Long logs are fine. We're all done. There was only 2. I think. Was it 2? Yeah, 2. I used the annoying trailer you get here, the foldable. Yeah, well, I mean, wasn't too bad. I mean, yeah, everything here's not that difficult. It's just time consuming and a pain in the ass. This is 605 for the big maintenance trailer. I felt like I was cheating. That thing is more OP. Yeah. I've got it as a fuel truck. I was just like, so when I come here in brutal mode, I'm bringing out, and they're going to have to all be American trucks. Well, the Russian trucks can be the fuel and the repair trucks and stuff, but I'm bringing out just all the best trucks. I may not bring out the 963 just because I can't overload. I'm not allowed to overload in brutal mode, although maybe I'll break my rule. I'll see. I've got an idea for some overloading rules for here, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be Pinnacle, fucking C500. Probably bring the twin steer out again. Since I know it's good here. Maybe this 6900 Extreme Duty. Maybe as well. But yeah, hello, Mr. Turtle. But yeah, just not because the region needs it, not because anything like that. It's just, I want to get the fuck out of here. And then your highway trucks are probably the W990, but I probably won't do the big trailers with the W990. Actually, the 963 could do the big trailers. Don't forget to hit that follow subscribe button. Feel free to use your Twitch Prime sub too. Oh god, I'm trying to steer with the fucking the grippy roads. Or the slippery, grippy roads are not helping. Also, again, I forgot to refuel. Fine. There's fuel here. Of course, the Terra Pro is on the inside of that corner, so I always forget. Yeah, bring out the big guns. The completely overkill, but the ones that'll make me finish the region the fastest. I probably won't use the Chimera and the... Oh, maybe I'll use the Buddy for scouting, maybe. Oh, I'm going to need a scout for the scout trailers, though, so I might use the Earth Roamer. Is a W990 worth the $5? So, just be aware, it's a highway truck. but it's got extremely good tires. They're like the third best tires in the game. The best tires are the P16 PF512 tires. The second best tires are the ones on the Cat 770G, and then the W990 is the best. So the only times that really, like here, I've had no issues at all. Occasionally you need to like do a little bump winch. So like if you're trying to get the front tires up like a little rock step, or like if you're in a mud pit, and I mean really, really, really deep mud pits are not great for it, but like a mud pit and you're trying to get up the bank can have an issue. You just need like a little winch to sort of get the tires up onto that, and then you're good. Yeah, it's a good truck. It's good fun. It's a good, nice challenge, right? Like it's a really good in between for like an all-wheel drive versus a non-all-wheel drive truck, right? Like, yeah, and it's like super fast. It's very fuel efficient. It's got a roof rack, all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, I'd say it's definitely worth it when it's on sale. Oh yeah, the W990 would be great in Austria. Particularly, yeah, with the highways and that sort of thing. There are a couple of tough bits where it might struggle a little bit, but they're small. I've gone the wrong way. I should have gone left and I went right. Oh. Yeah, definitely on sale, it's worth it. And it's like if you're looking for something a bit different, it's a very good truck for the $5 as well. Like it's had basically no problems here at all. I've been using it for all the big trailers. I did it for the first big trailer as a lol. I was like, we may do it today. But the big, very tough trailer I want to do with the W990. It might be quite hard because there's a lot of rocky bits and a lot of tippy bits where having all-wheel drive will help, but yeah. Twitch ads is now running the Dendro prefix in their title. Huh? Oh, okay, plants, right? Hints at their expertise in which certain tall woody organisms, or precisely does dendrologists study. I mean trees, all right? $3.99 and purchase. Yeah, nice. Hey there, Kevin. How's it going? You did this stage twice? Oh. Well, why? Did you have to restart it? Charge for it. The base game should be free. Well, so, I mean, the base game's got 150 hours before you replay stuff. And then there's 16 DLC regions. Like, there's well over $1,000. 1,000 hours in the game before you start redoing things. You not need to bring, hold on, before the first snow. Where's the other contract that needs a bunch of planks and shit here? I've already done it. If I... Oh, is Zing spreadsheet wrong? Big stack and lost it. Oh, I must have already delivered them. What? Did I? Yeah, two, and 1. Oh, okay. So there's too much stuff on the 963. The 963 is now the whole. Because I was going to bring the 963 up here to load this cargo and then deliver it. Ugh, fine. It's not that far out of the way because we're going to the other map. This means we've got additional stuff. What's the Atom? The Atom is amazing. It's really, really good. Definitely worth the money. Like one of the truck DLCs I'd recommend. So the truck DLCs I'd recommend is the Mac pack. Basically all the truck ones are pretty good except for the Tatra pack. So Mac pack, Kenworth pack, and the Atom are probably the top three, and then after that W990, and right at the bottom the Mastodon and the Tatra pack, and not the Scout packs. The Scout packs aren't great. A dendrologist, a scientist specialized in the study of trees. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to pay, like, as far as DLC is concerned, like, I'm happy to pay, what was it, like 16, 20 bucks or whatever, 10 bucks? I don't even remember. How much is season 16? I mean, season 16 is a bit out there, a bit different. Yeah, 17.95 Australian, right? And that's not on sale. Like, this is 100 hours for 20 bucks. Pretty good. Most regions, like for the $15, you're getting between 30 and 50 hours. I'm totally fine with paying that. With the base game being 150 hours before you redo stuff, then yeah. Atom and Fem, yeah. And yeah, the Fem's a great truck. Once you get over the driving it, just buy Anniversary Edition and you get the Tatra pack for free. Yeah, well, that's true. I did use the 805 before I started streaming when I was in Michigan. Me and Sean and I went to Amur and got the 605, the Zix. And while I can't remember what, we were like kind of wrapping up, and I was like cruising about in the Tatra 805 with a little like cabin thing on the back. It flipped and got stuck a bunch of times, but that's the only time I've really used it. Yeah, I think the Fem's are the most off-road capable truck in the game, I think. This is a very close behind. I like this better than the Fem. It's got more uses, but the articulated steering just makes the Fem a pain in the ass. But once you get used to it, the articulated steering's fine. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, we only need the 2 medium planks for the other region. So I might just dump a bunch of, like, dump the rest of the stuff there. Elephant is second. Yeah, Elephant's pretty high up there too now. Like 963. I think the 963 beats out the Mastodon. I think it was a video from Nate he tested. Like, you know, obviously this was before the Elephant stuff came out. But even though the 963 was slower, he did the like the out of the garage run in Maine. So that really shitty main road. And the Mastodon got ahead, but then the 963 caught up to it in the really bad mud. Yeah, the Fems are great in snow. Also, like, snow means you're going slow, so there's like less likely chance of tipping over. How's it going, Lyric? I don't remember when I delivered those planks. I should have fucking checked. That's the problem with this region being so shit. Like, you do stuff and then you don't do it for fucking ages. Because you can't. And then you forget. Grab this one. Okay, and then obviously the 605 is also up there as well, but yeah. Actually, since we don't need to overload, we'll take this. Actually, what else have we got? Sorry. What is just in Garge's water? You know what? We'll take this. Yeah, my phone's ringing. Give me a minute. That was my mother. She likes to talk a lot. They're back now. Hello, Raven. How's it going, mates? There are a lot of good trucks at the moment. It is, I mean, it's not a bad, like you expect the trucks to get better as they release more things. But power creep's a thing. And I've talked about it at almost ad nauseum, right? Like I think that them sort of doing a little bit of a rebalance on some of the base game trucks would be cool. Just because the like, I want to join the chat. She doesn't know how to use Twitch or YouTube. Yeah. Also, she'll be telling me to do housework and shit like that. Like, why are you streaming? You should be doing housework. Yeah, I think a rebalance of some of the base game trucks would be nice, just to bring them, you know, not to make them more overpowered, but just make them a little bit more viable for use, like more in line with the trucks that have been released since. You know, adjusting some of the fuel economy, or maybe a little bit of power, like change some of the add-ons and that sort of stuff. Like, yeah. Refuel tank. Well, that being said, a lot of the base game trucks are viable through the whole game. Like, you could use base game trucks here, there'd be no worry. You'd have no problem using fucking... Maybe the Fleet Star might be a little tippy. Cargo. But like, I mean, I'm using the twin steer, right? The White Western Star would be fine here. GMC would be fine here with its all drive, like... Yeah. The BM17 would be... Oh, might be a little tippy. If you took it easy, the BM17 would be okay. Oops. Cargo. Ah, let's go. You'd find it funny? Yeah, you would. She'd be like, I don't understand. People are watching you do this? It's so boring. What's this game? Why? Like, she gets the sim racing, kind of. Because it's like racing. But this should just be like, what is this? I don't understand. What's the point of the game? You're delivering cargo? She showed her one of my races in ACC where it was the broadcast from OOR. The first round of a season, and me and one of my teammates, we were battling pretty hard, both amateurs, and it was very exciting. And my mom, she's like, what are you watching? Like, I showed her at their house. I was like, this is the race I did the other day. She's like, this is you? I was like, yeah. She's like, I thought this was real. I was like, no, it's a video game. Because it's got like broadcast cameras and commentators and all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah. He's like, oh, I thought this was like a real race. I didn't know why you were showing me. I was like, no, this is me. That's why they keep saying my name. Oh, okay. People who buy video game stuff. She's 85 yet. Yeah, my mum's she's born in 1960, so she's 65, right? But yeah. Starting to use the Fleet Star to find the logging station in Ontario to move a load of long logs. It's completely base level with its smallest engine, highway tires, no all drive. Fantastic fun. Goes to show. That's exactly it. You don't need the power creep trucks. Monique, how's it going? Welcome in. Been a while. How are you? Yeah, like people write off the base game truck so early, like, but the White Western Star is great. The Fleet Star's, the only problem with the Fleet Star is that it's tippy, right? And you can kind of mitigate that just from experience, and kind of going a bit slow and careful. Like even the yeah, using the GMC without all drive, like it's still a good truck without all drive. It's a lot better with it. I was going to try and drive around, but we'll just do this. Actually, you know what? We'll go all the way around here. Been a while, you're super busy. It's all right. How are the cars going? The IRL cars? You still got your truck, or did you? I think you said you bought it off your uncle. Like you bought it back off your uncle. Ugh. Careful. Are you serious? Are you stuck there? Or is... Hold on. I was trying to pick up the... Oh, no, I wasn't. Oh, yeah, I think I was trying to pick up the twin steer. Where's the cement gone? I swear I bought all the cement and all the packaged sand here. I'm like... I'm almost completely certain that I did that. That I bought all the cement here. Actually, where's the Is it under settings? That's all wood and metal. Didn't lose it. Nah, it shouldn't have been part of the mod issue. Like it wasn't like it was on a mod trailer or anything like that. It was just on the ground. Maybe I didn't. I'd have to go back and check. And I couldn't be fucked. Doesn't mean I have to drive back. I thought that there was a way to like have a filter on the map. So you can see cargo that's on the ground, like where it's got fucking names. Is there anything in the rail shop? It's metal beams. Let's just go to the buddy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not here, but maybe. No, I don't think it's on the left-hand list if it's not packed. Like I thought I saw on Nate's like cargo that was on the ground had stuff there, right? Maybe it is. Hold on. Buildings. No. I don't know why. I thought there was like a... Maybe it is in settings. Let's have a quick look. Settings, game, brightness, language. Nope. Hard. Nope. I could be wrong. I could just have thought I saw something. Man, it does mean I need to drive all the way back to that fucking cement factory. It's not too far. What other trucks? I don't have any trucks with Oh, the T880's got a bed, but it's got logs in it. Where's that sideboard? Oh, that's the one that's on the T880. Is there a trailer? Where is it? No, it's just the truck. G'day, Zing. That's all. Yep. We had Richard laughing at that earlier too. Yeah. For some reason I thought I'd seen it, but maybe not. Maybe it was just like concrete was the name or something. I thought I saw metal beams. Ah, that's really annoying. I swear. Slider. Yeah. I swear I bought all the... it's possible I didn't. I'd have to look at the video, and like I said, I couldn't be fucked. Thought I had all the cargo sitting there for this contract. Is kind of how I feel about the contracts, Zing. Like they're there, right? I can see them. They're I can get the cargo. I'm right next to where the cargo is. I can get to the drop-off place, but nope, I'm not allowed to touch it. They're with that other man. I just have to sit in the corner and wait. Well, before the first snow, the cement. Also, I can't remember. I'm sure that there was where. Hold on, let me see. Oh, hold on. Packaged sand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this. Let's go back. Hello, Mr. Mustache. Because is it? Hold on. Packaged sand, cement. What was the other one? There's one that has 3 packaged sand. Or have I done that? I must have already done it. Sometimes it takes... Yeah, that happened earlier. I had to Alt F4. This is cargo that I thought I'd delivered, well, not delivered, but left on the ground, and it doesn't usually delete that. So, and maybe I didn't. It's entirely possible that I never actually delivered it. Nah, the game doesn't put arrows on stuff that's just on the ground. It has to be loaded either in a warehouse or on a trailer. That's right, it's just inconvenient is all. It's not difficult, it's just annoying. We might offload to the buddy when we get there. If I hadn't been cut by contracts, I would have been able to use the T880 in that semi-trailer. But the semi-trailer's got logs in it because I can't do the logs yet because I have to do a bunch of other shit first. Oops. I'm glad I had enough fuel to get down and back. That's not like, well, I only need 4. Refuel. Tetra fuel carrier. Thank you. was going to use this to deliver this sort of shit too. Oh well. Because these are all the different places, so it's like... But I can't do them yet because they're fucking locked behind stupid contracts. Ugh. Going back to roadcraft? Nah, there's still too many issues with roadcraft. I want to get back to satisfactory though. I'll probably keep doing the 3, 3, and 3. So 3 satisfactory, 3 SnowRunner, 3 satisfactory, then 3 Ghost of Yote. Ghost of Yote shouldn't take, oh, we're not halfway through yet, but shouldn't take too long to do. Yeah, there's a semi-trailer, but it's full of logs. Oh, Rex shared my video. Thank you, Rex. Oh yeah, Bandit. Yeah, Bandit, best Bandit. Plays SnowRunner roadcraft. Back to back, and God, have a hell of a time getting the controls mixed up. Dude, you can make the controls the same. You're talking about the crane controls, right? There's the legacy crane controls as an option. Also, that crane has turned around. I don't know why the slider cranes reset when you go through gateways. The elephant does it too, and then when you're towing the fucking big trailers, you have to like move the crane forward, and then you go through the gateway, and then the crane's like clipped into the fucking trailer and gonna explode. Like, yeah, things like switching between trucks and that sort of thing. The convenience of switching between trucks on the map in roadcraft is fucking great. Tab to the map, but it's M in SnowRunner. Oh, okay, it's the same button on controller. They were talking about that they might add mappable controls for roadcraft, so people could just modify it. Like you can custom map keyboard controls, but you can't do it with other controls. Okay, Rex. How's it going, mate? Thank you for sharing my video. I just got a notification from YouTube. Appreciate it. Got 3 hours doing roadcraft. Addicted to it. Yeah, the crane controls, like, I mean, if you know the same settings, or even if what the crane usage in roadcraft is really good. I'm doing very well, man. Doing very good. Wednesday evening. I said I'll probably just offload this to the buddy because it's just a little bit faster. SnowRunner, the best feature is winching. Winching. You mean when you're towing trucks? Like the winch sucks for being able to get trucks back on their wheels, but the cranes are good for that. No, let's get the buddy out first. Yeah, that's true. Roadcraft best feature is being able to unleash anti-tree rage at will. Yeah, you don't even need to cut the fuckers down. You just push them over. Oh god, where are we? Come here. Good. Mission to clear 8 areas of trees went full rage with the bowhead. Yeah, the bowhead's really good for knocking trees over. Is that in Sunken where you have like near the boat? Because I did the same thing. Oh, no, I think it's only one area in Sunken, but yeah. It's like, I don't need these logs or anything, so knocking the trees over it is. Buddy, there you are. Cargo. Oh, one of the rebuild maps, okay. Oh, hey, Votek. Sorry, I missed your message. Welcome in. How's it going? You can have 2 sets of trucks and trailers for logging. What do you mean 2 sets of trucks and trailers? Like 2 trucks with a... Like both with a trailer for logging? And you winch one with the other? Try the real life mod. I've heard mixed things about the real life mod. Like it's using it with other mods is not great because like it changes all the cargo weights and the like truck powers and things like that, I think. You can get a truck and trailer and tow another truck and trailer in SnowRunner. Like I could tow this with another semi-trailer, a truck and a semi-trailer. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Here, hold on. Did I read it wrong? Oh, you can't do that in Roadcraft. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So you can do it in SnowRunner, but not Roadcraft. Whoops. Yeah. That's definitely a thing, right? Yeah. Especially at night, right? When it's hard to see like our numbers on letterboxes and on houses. You know, turn the radio down so that you can see better. Oh, you were listening for the beeps on the watch, yeah. Wish you could hitch. Oh yeah, for like flat towing, like a solid hitch to attach trucks to each other instead of a winch. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Hello, Adam. Happy hump day. How you doing? Actually, that reminds me. We didn't need to bring all this shit here. Okay, change truck. Unpack cargo. Actually, that's a good question. Hold on. That was preserving natural beauty, right? No, preserving natural beauties. What I'm about to do. That was before the first snow. I think that's the last. Oh no, driving to a hotspot. Okay, I was going to take the twin steer up, but what I'm going to do, I need to get the semi-trailer and the industrial boiler and bring them back. So we will take this. I was going to chuck everything on the twin steer. I could bring the semi-trailer back. Actually, I need to, before I forget, I need to restart this contract because as far as I know, it's supposed to spawn the boiler next to the trailer here. And it's not there. Unless that's it there. Maybe that's it there. But let me just restart it just in case. Oh, I've got to go to the mountains first. Okay. But yeah, that's what I'll do. So pack cargo, door crane. But let me quickly put the kettle on. I'd like a cup of tea. We've got 15 minutes. Been less than 2 hours. That's all right. Apple device can ping each other so you can find which. Yeah, that's one of the good things. Like, yeah, you can do with your AirPods as well. That's super fucking handy. Oh, back. You're still attached to my neck and my hips. Was on. Give it a minute. Move this thing. Actually, my AirPods fucking broke a few weeks ago. They'd been playing up for a while. So I fucking bought new ones, AirPod Pros, and then like a week later, the new ones came out. The Apple AirPod, the AirPod 3s, Pro 3s. And I was like, son of a bitch. God damn it. Like, it doesn't make the ones that I've got any worse, but I was like, hey, if I had known, I would have waited a week and then got the newest ones for the same price. I think it's all similar price. It's very, very disappointing. Usually I'd remember when the worldwide WWDC is, but I kind of forgot about it. So, like Prime Day. Prime Day's on at the moment. Right, kettle is boiled. Just putting the hot water in. Hot coffee. Right, there we go. Very happy to wake up a teenager. Nice. I'm back to SnowRunner after a long break. Got to finish the baking 3 missions. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Quebec is tough, but once you get the first 3 or 4, if you do the right ones, then everything kind of falls into place. Like I rate the contract flow and the way the map evolves. Like the map here evolves, but it's, I don't know, it's not the same. Like, when you get all the bridges unlocked in Quebec, I mean, you don't have to, but like I started playing the game differently. Like halfway through the region, I'm like well, I don't know, 2/3 through the region, I was like, okay, fucking chains on all the trucks, fast trucks. Like, you know, I didn't really need to use chains before. Like, you just, you know, drive better, run no chains, so then you've got better grip in the mud and the snow. Or the heavy snow, I guess. And then, yeah, it's like, okay, we're in speed mode now. We can cruise about with chains on the highway and that sort of thing. So, yeah. Most of the hills with the elephant. Nice one in the blood, nice. 4 generations on the, yeah. Mine's 2. I think mine's a 15. I usually, so like, you know, I'll get a 2-year contract that year, and you pay the phone off over those 2 years. So yeah, basically get a new phone every 2 years. Mine's just run out, but I'll hold off a little bit. I'm still, I don't have like a niggling feeling to get the iPhone 17. Still fun, yeah. Yeah, my dad still has a CE, I think. CE or an XS. My parents both have pretty old iPhones. $990 with chains, drifting Tom, yeah. Yeah, like I'd like the C500 and that sort of stuff, and the Pinnacle. And I was like, fucking chains are going on these. Fuck yeah. I really wish, I didn't think of it till later. I kind of wish I had to use the bore with that 6 slot, but I guess it doesn't have a crane. Because I won't be able to use the bore in brutal mode just because of the damage. Like the bore would be great here as well for the big trailers. I guess I could have done. Your PAYG credit card expired 6 months ago. You haven't needed to get another one. What about getting updates? You'll upgrade. Too cheap to buy new ones. Yeah. The final map review is very similar to SnowRunner, the only one that is. Yeah, I've heard some pretty good things about the Roadcraft, the new maps in Roadcraft and stuff. It's just like it's almost like here, like the bugs are kind of putting me off. Most people are way behind phone technology curve. Older software versions are supported for much longer. Older phones make no money for the manufacturers, so they build in as much. Yeah, that's true. Especially, I can't remember that. I looked at it ages and ages ago, like I was doing an assessment for MDM, mobile device management, and that sort of thing, and recommendations on it. And Android's really bad for, or at least, sorry, this was not necessarily for phone versions, but Android versions. The operating system versions are really low. But in iPhone, like people upgrade their versions. But same with the, like if you look at the Steam hardware survey, like the GTX 1080 is still fairly popular. I don't know, I can't remember if 20 series cards are pretty high up there as well. Like yeah, not everyone can afford, or it's not even necessarily worth buying the best, you know? Like for things like phones, I have the same thing, like the same principle with cars, phones, computer parts, things like that, like stuff that, especially stuff that gets obsolete quickly, right? And new model car comes out every year, new iPhone comes out every year, you know, CPU parts. Like my recommendation whenever anyone asks is buy the best thing that you can afford at the time, right? So if the best thing you can afford at the time is a 5090, fucking buy a 5090, right? If it's not going to put you, like, fucking make you eat 2-minute noodles and like ramen and fucking water for the next 2 years, then yeah, like buy the best that you can afford. And when, like, you know, I kind of said it when I mentioned the new headphones came out, but my mate got, I think he got a 2080 graphics card right before the 30 series came out. And he was like, oh man, he's like, that fucking sucks. He's like, I just bought a 2080. He's like, oh, I'm so pissed off. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, yesterday you had your 2080, right? And it was really good. Today the 3080 came out. The 2080 is still as good as it was yesterday. Like, yeah, just because a new thing's out doesn't make the thing you have worse. It just means that there's something better and newer out. So yeah. I tried PC Simulator 2, surprisingly addictive. I have not. I haven't played both those games. I have built a lot of PCs in my time though. Oh, sorry, Nen. Yeah, the security support. I have a lot of friends who are in cyber, pen testers and things like that, and there was one of the things that I had to look at when I did that MDM review that I was talking about. This was years ago, like 2016, 2017. What was it? There was a vulnerability with MMSs or an exploit or something, and it had a name. And it was like 90% of Android users were still using versions of Android that were vulnerable to that. It's like something where if someone sent an MMS, they could like take over your phone or something. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, and then so what happens is, because Android's like an open platform, so Google will eventually, they haven't committed to releasing the security patches as often as they used to, but they'll release the security patch for the Android version, right? But each manufacturer's, even though they're using the same Android OS, I don't know what number it's up to, it's bespoke, right? So Samsung's is its own fork or branch. Like if you're talking about like its like repos and development site and development, it's its own branch or its own fork of the regular Android branch. So even after Google released that security patch, Samsung or fucking HTC or whoever's using Android need to implement that patch into their OS. But then on top of that, most of the time, a carrier, so here we've got Telstra, Optus, Vodafone, that sort of stuff, they will have their own version. So the Samsung version of the Android version is different for Telstra than it is on Optus. So after Samsung released their new version, then the carrier needs to update their version as well. So, and I remember, I think it was HTC. I found things about HTC were like, yeah, we can't keep up. We're never going to keep up with doing security patches every month. It might be years before we do a security patch and things like that. You got to go, Rex? No worries, thanks. Mate, thanks. And things might have changed now, but I remember that MMS thing, my mate was telling me that the way that they kind of fixed it were the carriers were patching the mobile towers to stop it from happening, because they knew that the phones wouldn't either. Firstly, the phones might not get patched by the manufacturer or the carrier or whoever, but also the users probably won't upgrade to the latest version. Yeah, I learned all this, and that's why now I'm like, yeah, my phone probably sounds like, obviously there's advantages of open source, and I'm like a big proponent of like open source software and things like that, and like doing your own stuff and having the ability to kind of do what you want and modify things. But yeah, for some things I'm like, I'm happy, well, happy enough with Apple. Like the walled garden approach has its advantages of being able to sort of more easily trust things from app stores and whatnot. Like I used to help with the security briefings, or when staff went overseas at a place that I worked at. I'd do the hardware bits for it, and so I'd sit in on the briefings, and they're like, yeah, like if you go to China, wasn't always an example, but it doesn't just happen there. You go to a country overseas, and they'll basically, they're able to reroute the Android app store using like Wi-Fi and that sort of stuff. So you think you're going to the official store, but you're not, and then you're downloading unofficial apps and things like yeah. Same thing releases on PC versus console. Each have their own, yeah. Like yeah, the stuff on the Google Play Store should be fine, right? Like it should have pretty stringent requirements like the Apple Store, but you don't have to download from there. And then yeah, if you're like getting apps from somewhere, like yeah, I don't know. The security on my phone is like one of those things that I'm kind of like, I don't want to have to worry about it too much. So the Apple convenience is a bit of a, whoops, oh my God, I'm not even going fast. just a bit of a thing that I'm like, yeah, I think I'm okay with using Apple. Which is funny because I hate fucking Macs. Windows PCs all day, baby. Oh, even Linux. Linux OS is fucking great. Even though Mac OS is kind of like a Linux branch. Ish. I am going to double check. Good. Medium Plex too. Also, I didn't put my timer on, so my tea is well done by now. It's definitely been 5 minutes. Let's just get it out and not squeeze it. One tea bag. In the bin. Mighty Car Mods there, old Marty. Milk in. A little bit extra. Oh, yeah, it's strong. That's good. Will do. Drove all the way to work. Oh, I forget you, Adge. I've done that. Can you get a temporary pass for the day? Or was that just an excuse to go home? How does this compare to the 1424? I think it's probably a bit better than 1424. It's definitely not as tippy. It kind of reminds me of the 114 FD, but a little bit better. Taking more apps off your phone than you've ever put on. As of, yeah, that's that and social media stuff. I don't have games. Oh, I'm going to do a few games, but I don't play them. But yeah, like banking apps and messaging and things like that. Twitch ads are coming in 2 minutes. Puts app to sleep that you don't use. Apple does that too. If you don't use an app, it'll basically offload it off your phone and you have to re-download it from the App Store. Took me a while to figure that out. Like, I didn't used to do it. I don't know how recently it's been there since it's done that. But I'll be like, I'll go to use an app and it's like, download again. I'm like, oh, I must have deleted it. But it remembers that you had it last time. Like, it's not like, yeah, never been a fan of Apple. Yeah, it's fair. I mean, I get people like why people like Android and why they might not like Apple. Like I said, it's just, you know, I just like Apple for the convenience. And also, like, my first smartphone, like, I was always a Nokia guy. My first smartphone was an Apple, and I kind of just, I guess I'm used to it. You still use telephone banking? Nothing wrong with that. I used to use telephone banking a lot. I remember, actually, they'd probably changed by now, but before smartphones were a thing, the old calling up the bank to see your balance and to transfer things and pay on BPay and whatnot. And know all the prompts and just be able to fucking get in there really quickly, enter my account number and my BSB, and yeah. Do I have enough money for lunch today? Yeah, okay, I guess I'll go to the cheap place. Have I been paid yet? No, I haven't. Okay, like... Anti-Apple overpriced. Yeah. Yeah, you pay a premium for it, but there's, yeah, like Samsung and that sort of stuff you also pay a premium for now as well. Right. Like there are definitely some features on Android, and especially in the past as well, that, you know, they eventually come to Apple, and that's great. And I guess, like, when Apple releases features, not always, but usually they're very polished and work really well right off the bat. Like, I remember my mum had her first smartphones were Androids. Yeah, we can go down here. And like the swipe keyboard was like really good, like really awesome, except it was just like the implementation was a bit finicky and annoying to use. The swipe keyboard on Apple's okay. Actually, no, the swipe keyboard on Apple's pretty good, but I forget to check that it's using the right words. And I think the Android one's good now, but when it first released, it was a bit dodge. Use NetBank? Yeah, I use NetBank too. Yeah, generally, like, I guess by the time Apple releases it in a good, like when it's really good, but by then it's also really good on Android. So yeah. Oh yeah, people keep paying it. Yeah, it's the same as like graphics cards, right? Like the graphics cards prices went up because of the fucking crypto boom, and then COVID went, like, video gaming with COVID was just fucking bananas, right? Like everyone's stuck at home, so like, oh, everyone's gonna build PCs and buy fucking pre-built PCs and shit. And that was at the same time as like the crypto boom, like kind of towards the end of it. And yeah, the prices haven't gone down, and people are still willing to pay. I mean, fuck, I've got a 4090, right? And I'll probably buy a 5090, you know, in the next 12 months, or maybe I'll wait. I'll see, depend. But yeah, like, people are still going to buy it and pay for it. And then there's no incentive for the manufacturers to put the price down if people are still going to pay it. Crazy. This is an Apple, you're an Android. You fight at dinner and then go around to your parents. You paid $6K for a 3080 pre-built 5 years ago. Very nice PC equivalent. You 10K. Yeah, right. Even doing my own builds, because I keep getting, not sucked, well, yeah, sucked into it. I have taken it apart though, doing custom water cooling loops, which I really enjoy until I have to like do maintenance or there's like a hardware issue. Like my 3080 died, which is why I bought my 4090, and that's when I tore down my loop and went just a AIO cooler on the CPU, and then just a 4090 air cooled. Hey, Het, how's it going? Yeah, your phone's battle like Robot Wars. Yeah, nice. Yeah, like my last couple of PC builds have been 10, 12,000 plus kind of thing, because I'm buying fittings and radiators and all that sort of crap. Do all that custom water cooling stuff. Yeah, I like doing an IRL though. It looks really good until you have to pull it apart for maintenance or whatever. I don't have any fuel close by. The 5600 TS is around here somewhere. I forget where it is. Might be at the logistics center. In which case I should have topped up with fuel as I drove past, but I didn't. Building custom water cooled, yeah. Water cooled motherboards, yeah. Water cooled RAM's a little less common, but there's yeah, a bunch of motherboards with cooling on VRMs. There's even like you can get CPU blocks that are extra big that cover the VRMs on the side. So they're also water cooled. PC's always cost more than your car, yeah. Like, there are worse things to spend your money on. Like, I've definitely got a lot more legs out of this PC build than previous ones because I've been streaming, because I've been playing so many games. Or so many hours. Doing it on the PC, I have to figure out the right way to run the water cooling loops, yeah. My first water cooling build, I almost did a dual loop. Almost. So a separate loop for the CPU and GPU. PC is just over 2.5. So that's still a decent PC, right? But I spend all this money on like RGB, and I'm not like a massive fan. I just like the light. So like, I just run them white, but I spend like RGB fans and RGB fucking strips and all that sort of stuff. I always do the obligatory like unicorn vomit photo, but yeah. So hold on, where? Oh, it's there. That's right. I said yesterday, I was like, I'll drive past this with the trucks. I'll forget that it's here. That's exactly what I did. That's funny. 4 water cool. Yeah, well, SLR is not a thing anymore. Technically it is, but that's not for gaming. Which graphics card? So my only graphics card that failed on me was a 3090. And it just kind of died. It would... How long did I have it for? It was at least a year. Actually, I bought it brand new, and then I bought the 4090 like a couple of months after it released, so probably a year and a half. I've had motherboards DOA, like were basically broken when I got them, like, or didn't last very long, and I was able to RMA them, like get them replaced. I've had RAM modules fail. The RAM's not super expensive. I haven't had any problems with CPUs, but yeah. But like, yeah, my 3090, I think it was out of warranty anyway, but like I pulled the cooler off and stuff, and it was a custom water cooled. Like I put a block on it and things like that, so the parts availability was a tough, serious plumbing job originally. Now, double seal compressor. Yeah, yeah. During the day, yeah, like I did using, you know, IQ and things like that, where it would like react to sound, and I'd have like, it'd be like a white and like a light blue or a light yellow, like a cool or a warm, but then there was like some kind of movement in there. But yeah. Yeah, I think AIO is probably where I'm going to go from now on. Like when I do my next PC build, I'll even see if I can get, although it's definitely an AIO CPU like I've got at the moment, refuel. And like if you can get them the GPUs that have the AIO built in, but like air cooling's so good nowadays. Like even air cooling a CPU is not really that much more inefficient than water cooling one. Like really, like air coolers are that good nowadays. It's not really like that much of a thing. It used to be a massive difference, but nowadays it sort of isn't so much. It's more the bling factor, and maybe a little bit of like if you're running high loads for long periods of time, water cooling's probably going to be better. PC direct from the PC dealer. Was it JB Hi-Fi? I'm just drinking my tea. Gigabyte graphics cards died. Took out the motherboard. Might have been something you did. Yeah, could have. Yeah. It's unlikely though if your GPU dies that it'll fry the motherboard. It could be the other way around. Could have been your power supply doing something crazy weird. Water cooling. Yeah, that's what I thought until I tried it. Like I've had leaks and that sort of thing. And you're using distilled water or coolant, and distilled water doesn't conduct electricity. It will over time, because you get like TDS, total dissolved solids, and that sort of stuff in the water, and then stuff seeps, it absorbs things from the atmosphere and that sort of stuff, so it becomes less distilled, and you can get algae and things like that. But yeah, it's not that bad. You just, as long as you do it right the first time, it shouldn't ever leak. Crazy RAID setups with multiple hard drives. Now, yeah, that's right. My first CPU that my first PC that I bought or built as an adult, I built my parents' PC when I was a kid, and it was never good. We never had a graphics card or anything like that. It was just CPU graphics, and we used to put our old PCs together at school just for fun. Running long test cycling, but using a pump, like an air pump and that sort of stuff to check pressure and things like that too. You just put towels down, whether it's paper towels or whatever. But yeah, the first one I built, I've still got it. I've still got the case. I've still got everything here actually. It's an old Antec case. It's got a massive 7-inch fan on the top of it. And it's got it's 13 drive bays. And this was probably this would have been about 2000 and maybe 2010. It had a 680, I think, was in it, or 660. So it's the 600 series of NVIDIA graphics cards. I think it might have been a 670 or a 660. But anyway, it had 13 drive bays, and I was like, fuck yeah, hard drives, and I'll RAID them. And I used to run a bunch of drives with music and things on them, and backups of music, and backups of movies. But now I've just got a 4 terabyte SSD, an M.2 SSD, and I think the one for the OS is 256 gig or something like that. I don't have a NAS or anything, so I don't really have a need for anything like that. I'm not running backups, and I don't have a Plex server or anything like that. I'm happy to pay for Netflix and that sort of shit. I don't know, it's crazy, right? A PC case having hard drive bays, I couldn't give a shit. I'm I've got M.2 slots on my motherboard, right? Gotta go. No worries, Het. Thank you for dropping by. Cooler Master CM stacker case weighed 40 kilos with all the hard drive in it. Yeah. Mine's a Lian Li 11D. And the one before was was the Lian Li 010. I really liked that case as well. I had to drill holes in it and shit because it wasn't built for water cooling. But yeah, with all the tempered glass and that sort of stuff, especially when the water cooling loop was in it, that was pretty heavy. I don't know how heavy it was, but yeah. But yeah, the Antec case is a full tower, and mine's the 011D is a mid tower case. And it's still pretty big, but the full tower's fucking gigantic. Me and my mates used to do. Oh, so that trailer didn't reset. Interesting. So is the boiler? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so the boiler was there. Whoops. Yeah, me and my mates used to do gaming days. We'd go around to someone's house with our PCs and we'd fucking game all day and act like children. It's fucking great fun. Big ass trailer. And yeah, I remember bumping into someone in the lift. I'm holy shit, that PC is fucking huge. Cases aren't. Yeah, I love the tempered glass. I really like the Lian Li cases. I've looked at some other ones. If I was going to do another build, I want to do my next build. I want to do a inverted case, because in my office, the PC sits on the left-hand side of the desk against the wall, which means that all the components are facing the wall, so you can't see them. So either it'll be an enclosed case with no windows, or if I do an inverted case, but they're kind of a little hard to come by. You've got how to detach a trailer in SnowRunner. Lol. Okay, let's quickly. Nope. You. Flatbed semi. Now, that should be that one. Yes, good. Also, I was sure that the restarting the contract would have reset this trailer, but LAN parties. Oh yeah, LAN parties also when like multiplayer. You mean split screen, or just multiplayer? Like we'd still play like Battlefield, we'd play Ark Survival Evolved, we'd play DayZ, like things like that as well. This is the yellow crane, so should be able to do the boiler. I don't think they're crazy heavy. Current PCs. Oh, you've got an inverted PC? What's the case that you're using? I have written a couple down, but I can't remember. Like I was thinking there's some cool shit. Are there Cooler Master ones with like the slits and the wood on the front where you don't have to have like they're like airflow cases? That can't go. You know what, we're going to bring the W990 down too. My lit Omega 500 to computer club with all the other geeks, fun times. Yeah. Yeah, I never ended up, like I didn't have a PC when they were a thing. We used to have, like there was the computer market, right? Every month in our town where all like vendors would come down from Sydney. Like this is like not pre-internet, but pre-online shopping. That's how I built my parents' PC. We went to a computer market or the computer fair or whatever the hell it was called. Bought a bunch of parts, and then we had issues. So like we reused the case and the power supply from the old PC. And like I was like 12. So I built it and it would kind of work, but then it would stop all the time. So we thought it was busted. And so we took it back to the computer market, and then the guy's like, you need to buy a new power supply. The power supply is not work, like he doesn't provide enough power. But he was such a dick about it. But yeah, I felt like an idiot. I was like, I didn't know that you needed a different power supply. I just thought it was the same. But yeah, they also used to be like big LAN parties as well, in the same place, like massive halls where like hundreds of people would go and do like a LTX or sorry LTT's WAN party, whale party. Is it WAN? WLAN? I can't remember if it's a WLAN party. The whales are like the people who pay additional money, but yeah, like that kind of stuff. And I kind of missed out on that, which I'm like not upset, but it would have been cool. But just when they were a thing, I didn't have a PC at the time. Yeah, but definitely consoles and PCs to people's places. We'd even have like, actually not many of my friends did this, but like when a new console had come out, you'd be able to hire it from like Video Easy or Blockbuster, but we didn't really have Blockbuster here till kind of late. Video Easy and other mum and pop stores were the places you could rent videos. Yeah, you could rent like I remember it was the PS2 came out and my friend's birthday party was on. So they rented the PS2, but the deposit for it was like $700. It was like the cost of the console. Whoops. You got that deposit back, but like my parents would never have that liquid cash when I was a kid to be able to put that down, to be able to hire the console. But yeah, oh, no. Damn it. Oh, where's the nearest truck? Okay. I'm not paying enough attention. The 5600 TS can stay there. BTS trailer. Couple of pics on the Discord, nice. Yeah, if your friend didn't have, like if you had a PlayStation and he only had like a Super Nintendo or something like that, you take your PlayStation around, or you take your controller and your memory cards and your games with you as well. So you can be like, oh, we can play my games with, and you could copy your saves to your mates or copy your mates' saves, things like that. IPX LAN party, yeah. A coaxial party. That's old school. Coolest guy was me. I was the only guy with an Amiga 4000. The only problem was it didn't run properly. due to inherit. Yeah, like at those, like the whale lands that LTT do, there's always guys with like crazy old PCs, or they'll like have like, you know, PC that's made of fucking cardboard, and like there's always people with cool stuff at that sort of thing. Worked at Blockbuster. Was that dick that had a new console rented for the first month of release? Nice. Employees didn't have to pay a deposit. Yeah. Remember, yeah, like my mates, you know, his parents are both doctors, or his mum was a doctor and his dad's a lawyer. I forget. So yeah, had a decent amount of cash. So yeah, they obviously they got it for his birthday, and we had a sleepover and played like fucking Tekken Tag Tournament and SSX Tricky and Dance Dance Revolution for like 2 days. Looked at Apple IIs, you could play Wolfenstein. Yeah, we had Apple IIs at my primary school. We had Wolfenstein. I'm actually kind of surprised. We had what was the one, the what is it, Police Quest? Like a bunch of those games as well. The old Macintosh. Yeah, we weren't allowed to play it very often. You had to be good to play those games. With the old 5 1/4 floppies. Spent hours in the department store. Yeah, I was talking about that a few months, well, it's probably months ago now. Yeah, like the department stores having consoles in them that you could just play. I don't think it's a thing anymore, right? I remember it was for the PlayStation in Toys R Us. Always had Metal Gear Solid. And... or was it PS2? No, I can't even remember. It might have been PS2. But yeah, like Metal Gear Solid's like, especially when you're used to regular game, like it's not a normal game to play. Like you've got the gun, but the gun mechanic's kind of hard, and it's only the tranquilizer at the start of Metal Gear Solid, and the fighting is like QCQ, so it's like knocking people out. Like, I always thought that was funny, but yeah. The 14K, yeah. Gotta set your board rates. Yeah, those are the fucking days. But yeah, like, I don't think console stands. I think maybe the Xbox and the PS3 might have been the last ones that I remember being a thing. Yeah, there'd be like a line, you'd go in there and yeah. Yeah, Toys R Us had PlayStation and Nintendo 64. And then like Kmart, which is kind of like Target. We have Target as well. Also had them, and so did Target. So like Toys R Us was unlikely that your parents would be going in there for shopping, so you'd have to convince them to let you go. But if they were in Kmart, they might be shopping for other shit, and you can just be like, "Can I go play video games?" And they're like, "Fuck yes, leave me alone. I'll come get you when the shopping's done." And you just run off, and yeah, there'd always be kids playing. Yeah, like yeah. People in the house. We're on the phone. Get off. You want to use the internet? Yeah. Yeah, when we got the internet, my parents splurged. Like we didn't get the internet for a long time. It wasn't until I was like definitely in high school, like in the 2000s. But they went for the second phone line. Gaming enabled males to want to go shopping. Well, it's the kid equivalent of the husband chair, right? Now, like all, well, it's not just like female clothing stores, but you know, there's the clothing stores and I guess department stores have the husband chair. Like, yeah, you kind of just, the kids can be sort of preoccupied and just play video games. Went all over the mall, yeah. Those are the days. Yeah, or even just being able to like just leave you at like fucking EB Games, which is kind of like GameStop, like that sort of thing. Crash trailer, winch, national park. Free range kids at the end. Yeah, that's right. Like I was never at home. When we had a console a little bit, but like we can't stay inside and play video games. You get half an hour or like we'd oh what? Didn't come with me. Give me a sec. W990. Back then we didn't need safety, yeah. The husband chair was no longer in the changing booth. I think there used to be chairs in the changing booth, right? Like a little bench. But yeah, like me and my brother and then my mates would just fucking like live on our bikes. I could be like, basically like be home. Well, mine was by dark, but I know a lot of people is like when the street lights come on. But yeah, like you just fuck off and disappear for hours. And it was encouraged. Fucking slippery roads. I was even taking it easy. Fucking driving slow. On and off the throttle, but nope. Kidnapper would bring you back in under an hour. Yeah. Yeah, you talk to him. You're too annoying. No one's going to kidnap you. And they're like I don't know. Maybe. I guess it's like it's still my parents. Still happens. But I don't know if I'd ever just rock up to a mate's place. But I used to do that in like after I had my license and stuff. You just be like, I wonder what fucking Ronnie's doing, and just drive to Ronnie. Hey, what are you doing? You want to go hang out? Like, want to do shit? Yeah, let's go do shit. Like, yeah, like as a kid, you just fucking rock up and be like, hello, Mrs. Molyneux. Like, is Ronnie home? Can we play? Like, yeah. It's like, yep. Come back before it's dark. Yeah. The amount of trouble I got in with fireworks. Well, not trouble, but the amount of like things I fucked up with fireworks. Oh, it doesn't matter, whatever. You can get fuel from further down. Like, yeah, so the ACT, Australian Capital Territory, which is the state I live in, it's got a reputation, right? And it's outdated now, but so it's the capital. Canberra is the capital city in Australia. So it's where Parliament sits. So it's where all the politicians. Well, sorry. The thing is where all the politicians are. But then we've always, even since I was a kid, like we got relaxed laws with, you know, pornography and that sort of thing. And also fireworks used to be legal all the time. So most other states, fireworks were only. They would have been legal all the time for a while, but when I was a kid, they were illegal except for the Queen's birthday long weekend, when you could buy fireworks. But the ACT, they were illegal all the time. That was like, yeah, politicians, porn, and fireworks was like the thing that Canberra's known for, right? Yeah, porn and fireworks. But the thing now is that, I mean, the politicians don't live in Canberra. Politicians are FIFO workers. They fly in, fly out, like fucking daily when Parliament's sitting, which isn't that often. Like it's like 2 weeks at a time. I don't know, like a dozen times a year or something like that. Like they don't live here. The Prime Minister has a house here, the Lodge, but there's also a house at Kirribilli in Sydney where they, you know, will often live as well. I remember, yeah. So yeah, the politicians aren't really here. And then, I mean, porn's still a thing, but yeah, fireworks are no longer legal all the time. So they're like, you know, you'll mention you're from Canberra and someone will be like, oh yeah, porn, politician, and fireworks. And you're like, yeah, it's no longer a thing. Also, there's still adult stores in other cities and that sort of stuff. It's just because Canberra's kind of small. There's like, there's really one area, it's called Fishwick, like one suburb. It's like an industrial area where there's a bunch of adult shops and that sort of thing, and gentlemen establishments. Ron politicians, yeah. Well, yeah, so it's, they don't need to go to an establishment. If that's what they're after, right? Because of the legalities of things. I don't know how much I could talk about on YouTube, but yeah. Let's go trunk spare supplies to... Oh no, did the internet just die again? No, 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 no. No, that's an email. That's an email notification, that sound, I think. Let me just pause just in case it is. Refresh. No, internet's still running. Okay, good. Had to sneak into the... Yeah. We used to go... I reckon I've been to the adult shop more times when I was under 18 than I did when I was 18. Go there and sword fight with the dildos and just be a fucking menace as like as a kid. Pack cargo. No, sorry, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for repair. Detached trailer. Actually, speaking of like Blockbuster and Video Easy, there was always the adult section, which you could, you know, when I was a little kid, you'd sort of sneak into. Ooh. All the magazine parts of newsagents before they started like covering up, like fucking buying like People magazine and Hustler and Penthouse and whatnot. The old Playboy men's section was a fun place. Yeah. Well, so it was always just like part of an aisle. Yeah, that I can remember. It was just like, it wasn't even, sometimes it wasn't even like down in the corner, like out of the way. It was just kind of there. Sometimes there'd be in service stations as well. There'd be like a small town, like a servo would have like a bit of a, you know, post office newsagent part, and there'd be adult magazines. Me and my mates, this is before like, you know, you could get porn on your phone and that sort of stuff, and the internet porn was still like early, like when I was in sort of high school and college. We'd go down the coast to a mate's place, and on the way down we'd stop via a specific servo and buy porno mags. Ah. No, like knee height. I remember like I was still in school. I may have been 18. If I wasn't 18, I was like 17. Was in a newsagent's once, and we weren't looking for, I can't remember what we were in there buying. Like, I think I was buying like a birthday card or something, and there was like I don't know, he was like a 7-year-old kid perusing the adult section. And I think he'd like just sort of wandered away from his parents and just like randomly ended up there and was just like flicking through a magazine, and like the look on his face, I was like, ah, man, that kid's gonna remember that forever. I was like, where's this kid's parents? And my mate's like, where are his parents? It's like, oh, I think they're buying lotto tickets or something. Ah, God. I just fixed that. Fucking slippery roads. If I remember tomorrow before I start, I'm going to go and update all the tire config. First Kate once went on this hike. I was talking to this girl. She's like, trust my brother to be the guy to find a porn mag. Yeah. I think everyone, right? Or at least every boy from that sort of era found a porno mag somewhere, like randomly in like a fucking park or in like a bit of like a, you know, some trees, like a bushland or something like that. We found one. It was like the best thing ever. Where are we? 49X. If you found it with your mates, you had to fight over who was going to get it. And then you'd, you know, oh, under dad's bed. Nice. Like, you'd like keep it in your school bag for a bit and look at it. I was saying, watch it. Look at it at lunchtimes and shit. And then like eventually you're like, oh, it's a bit too dangerous to have it in your school bag. But hide it at home. Yeah. You bought a beer to primary school. Not so good, but tasted so bad. Yeah, I remember trying, like, I kind of drunk early-ish, being from like the country. My uncle took me to the pub when I was like 13. They have shandies. It was like 50% beer, 50% lemonade. Yeah, I remember like at a New Year's, we used to always go down the coast for New Year's with a bunch of family friends. And they had like, there was like 4 or 5 families that would kind of all stay on these like 3 properties that were all next to each other, all owned by the same people. But they had a few kids who were like a couple of years older than us. Like, I'm the oldest of like my side of the family, so I'm older than my brother and older than all my cousins and that sort of thing. But they were, Catherine's like 3 years older than I am. Dean's like 2, Alyssa's 4. Yeah. So they started, you know, when they were allowed to start drinking, I was kind of young. But yeah, I remember the first time I actually like had a sip. I used to always have a sip of beer. You know, hey Dad, can I have a sip of your beer? Yeah, okay, just one sip. And just a little taste, like, but then I managed to convince my parents to let me have a beer, and it was fucking horrible. I hated it. It was so like bitter. I really didn't like the taste. And like all the older kids were like, except for one of them, they're all girls, so they all drinking vodka cruisers and shit, which just tastes like cordial, so they're fucking delicious. But I was never allowed any of those when I was, I allowed to drink when I was underage, but like when I was young, like I'm talking like 12. But yeah, I didn't like my first beer. I think it was my uncle's. Like he asked my parents to his new. He was like, you know, I can give him one of mine if you're okay with it. And they're like, sure. It's New Year's. They'd been drinking. And I was like, no. Don't like that. What was in the trees behind school? Yeah, behind the soccer field. Like smuggling. Yeah, that's right. It was like smuggling W&Ds. Ooh, I'm lucky I'm going the right way. I was like driving to the other map. I had to get the Woodstock long necks. Yeah, I remember the Woodstock one. See, that's the same thing. The first time I tried bourbon, I didn't like it. Like when I tried bourbon, I was a beer drinker. It was after 18. It was at one of my mates' 18th birthday parties. And like we were friends when we were younger, and then we went to different high schools, so I only saw him occasionally, so we'd never like drank together or anything like that. And yeah, they were drinking Woodstock and Coke, bourbon and Coke. And I was like, I was like, oh, that's gross. I'm like, give me a beer any day. Cruiser worked in a bowling plant. They're just sugar bombs, yeah. Corner of the conveyor belt shot up in the air, yeah. Yeah, and Smirnoff Blacks, Smirnoff Double Blacks, vodka cruisers, UDLs. That's just, yeah, it just tastes like cordial. Like you can't really taste like the vodka or the alcohol that's in them. I remember I got in trouble. So it probably would have been the first year. It was New Year's again. It's a trend. I would have probably been 15, 16, but yeah, my parents let me have a cruiser, or a couple of cruisers. And alco pops, yeah, that's exactly what they are, right? RTDs should be LPRs, yeah, ready to drinks. My brother's 2 years younger than me, and then my cousin is 3 years younger than him, 5 years, so he would have been like 9, 10. And you know, we're like all the kids are fucking hanging out, like playing pool and shit downstairs. Parents are all upstairs getting pissed, watching TV, listening to music, or whatever the hell they're doing. My brother's like, can I have a taste? And I was like, yeah, just one like mouthful. And then my cousin, who was like obsessed with my brother, was like, can I have a taste too? And I was like, you can have a sip. And I held the bottle for him, and it was like, it literally touched his lips. And I'm like, you cannot tell your parents, I'll get in so much trouble. And like Joe, I'm like, my brother, you can't tell mum and dad. It fucking, yeah, touched, like there's, you know, it would have been the equivalent of me dipping my finger in it and letting him suck on my finger, right? Anyway, fucking New Year's comes around and he's like, my cousin's just being a fucking menace. And he tripped over, and like him and my brother are being a fucking both being pain in the asses. And my uncle's like, what's gotten into you? And then he's like, oh, Brent gave me a sip of his cruiser. And I was like, you fucking little Judas, you bastard, dobbing on me. I'm like, I didn't get him drunk. And I got in so much trouble for it. I'm like, no, he's had like 14 cans of Coke. That's the reason why he's acting like a fucking madman. Like, I remember I was so pissed off. I got in so much trouble. I was like, I'm like, it was like literally a sip. I'm like, that was it. And they like just blame me for it. And they still bring it up. They're like, remember the time you got your cousin drunk? He fucking fell over and whacked his head on a fucking park car. Like he like bumped into one of the cars. Like, I was like, I didn't get him pissed. I'm like, you let him loose. So actually it wasn't Coke. It was like fucking creaming soda. So I was like just red cordial soft drink. Like, yeah. I was so, yeah, anyway. I'll never forget that. And they still like, yeah. We'll go easy on the Pepsi. Yeah, yeah. He dobbed on me so fast too. Like instantly. What's gotten into you, dude? You're acting strange. Oh, don't let me drink. Gave me some of his vodka cruiser. I was like, motherfucker. Like, didn't even be like, I don't know. Just like, they weren't even like, are you drunk? Or anything like that. It was just like, yeah. You're back in the boring old office. We're talking about underage drinking. We were talking about porn and fireworks earlier as well. So, that's it. Yeah, like I said, like I held the bottle and it was like literally just touched me. Like I said, it would have been the equivalent of me dipping my finger in it and letting him suck on my finger. That's how much it was. And he wasn't like he's like 9. Like it's not like he was like a fucking 4-year-old. He was either 9 or 10. How's the percent going? 85. So we've done 2% today. We wasted an hour catching up from yesterday though. We have got a few like half done contracts. So like in terms of total percent, it's probably 86 or 87, but demonetized, yeah. Got hit with a ticket at 20 because of fireworks. I've talked about fireworks before. So like I said, fireworks were legal here in the ACT all year round, which is where we got the reputation for porn politicians and fireworks. And then, so when they started cracking down on them, the first thing they cracked down on, they call them bungers. So exploding fireworks, ones that that aren't pretty. They're the first ones they banned. So like M80s and Tom Thumbs and water sticks and things like that. But when they got banned, actually, no, the first thing they did was limit them to only the long weekend. The Queen's birthday long weekend. You could still kind of get them and people would always have fireworks. Do these move? They don't. Yeah, but then after that, I didn't get fuel. Fuck. Yeah, after that they removed the just exploding fireworks because people were complaining about letterboxes being exploded, which wasn't really that much of a thing. I don't think there was much damage. It was dogs being upset and letterboxes being exploded were the big complaints. But yeah, when that happened, me and my mates bought the fucking pretty fireworks and then dismantled them and made them 10 times more dangerous. Like the amount of burns I've got from like pretty fireworks because I've fucking pulled them apart. It was way worse than fucking explosive fireworks. So yeah, that's kind of what they did. But yeah, I always thought that was funny. That is it the same area? Yes. Right, water is remaining. Cool. Yeah, I always thought that was really funny. Like, yeah, it's more dangerous because people are gonna fucking try and do shit. flipping running out of gas, all this porn bangers and booze. Yeah, yeah. It's course that fuel truck's on the inside of that corner. I keep not seeing it. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Mr. Doherty. Brent bought a bunch of fireworks, tipped them over, and they were off in the house and stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, we used to do crazy stuff with the fire. Actually, one thing, so I remember we used to often go out to the farm, my grandparents' farm, for cracker night, do a big bonfire and shit. A lot of fun. I remember one year was raining, so we didn't use the fireworks. So my parents and my aunt and uncle and all that sort of stuff, like kept the fireworks for the next year. But then we found that they didn't all work because they'd been sitting around for a year. So we chucked them in the bonfire. But then occasionally, one that was sitting in the bonfire would go off and just start shooting out of the fire, which was like way more dangerous than crazy. But fucking hilarious. Is it the trailer? What is causing this? Shooting at each other with Roman candles was the best. One time I accidentally bought a pack of Roman candles of ones that didn't go straight. They were like ones that like twisted while they went up. They're exciting to shoot at each other because there's a good chance it might turn around and come back at you. Power cap guns. Oh, fuck yeah. I've still got my nephew plays with them, cap guns, but we don't have any caps left. He just uses them. Stand up nicely and finding that would be better as if you stayed sitting. No. Yeah, we never really had any, like we get, sometimes when we have parties and that, the police come tell us to turn it down. Nothing crazy. Actually, no, we did get in trouble. So I think they still probably have them in year 11 and 12 at the school route. They'd have moderation day, which is where the teachers would it's kind of like a planning day for teachers. So no students. So for moderation day, we'd always fuck off down the coast, like a mate's caravan or something like that. And yeah, we'd go down there and we'd take fireworks, and it'd be down the caravan park because there was one for each term, so 4 every year. So some of them would be in winter. So you'd be the only person in the caravan park besides the dude running it. And yeah, so we're like fucking setting off fireworks. People were like complaining and they called the police. And we weren't like destroying anything. We weren't like shooting each other. We were just letting off fireworks. And it was early in the night too. Anyway, the police came, and this was the town, or the place where we were at was like, probably 40 minutes to an hour. Like it was like a different town from where the police station was. This is like a little holiday park town, like a few caravan parks and like maybe, I don't know, like 50, 60 houses, if that, like kind of small. But yeah, the police came, like, you guys letting off fireworks? Like, yeah, we were, but we stopped because we didn't want to let them off too late. Some people were yelling at us. They probably called you, right? Like, yeah. And they're like, fireworks are illegal. And we're like, oh, we're from Canberra. They're not illegal there. And he's like, yeah, here in New South Wales, they're illegal. We're like, oh. And at the time, it was when the fireworks were illegal. But because the reputation of Canberra, the guy's like, oh, well, yeah, as long as you don't let off anymore, you'll be fine. Did I make it? Yeah, we'll get into that in a sec. Okay. Refuel. Brendan's from Adam. All right. We'll back up and grab that trailer. But yeah, the cops were like, yeah, just stop letting them off. That's fine. It was winter, so it got dark early. It was probably like, by the time the cops there, we'd stopped letting the fireworks off already. And it was probably like 8 o'clock at night. So I wasn't even late. But it's funny because my mate we're all sitting outside. And he was rolling a joint and the cop like walks up to him. He had they came from behind him, and so like they didn't notice, or if they did, they didn't say anything. But they were in between, we were all sitting on chairs around the fire. Wrong button. And the cop's both standing in between him and then our other mate next to him, and he's rolling his joint. He's just looks up at the police, slowly puts the lid on the Tupperware container, or the container that has the weed in it, and like shifts it to the side. I always thought that was fucking hilarious. Yeah, potato cannons. Yes, plenty of potato cannons. Lots of fun. Only one injury. My mate burnt his eyebrows off. And we weren't even fucking there. Hold on. The 880. Where are we? No, W990 is what I'm after. Sorry. He was like testing it. Like he just built one and he was testing it, and he put too much. We used to use deodorant. He put too much deodorant in it, so it wasn't igniting. And we did it. So like we built a couple, but the first one we did, we had 2 screws that went inside, and then had the igniter, which was just a barbecue igniter, in a remote location, so you didn't have to bang the end of it. And yeah, so he was like, yeah, like in The Sopranos. So he's put too much deodorant in it. He's taken it off, and he's like trying to see if because we were adjusting the screws so they were close enough to get the spark. And so he's seeing if the trigger's working, and it did, but he'd only taken the cap off, and so it was still full of deodorant, and so it just like lost his face. He had to take a couple of days off school. So funny. Used to have bottle rockets, wars on rowboats. Yeah, we used to shoot each other with fireworks. Like, but yeah, we used to get like potatoes were great, or you'd freeze oranges, or cut open tennis balls and fill them with water and then freeze them. And I mean, just for science purposes, a frozen orange or a frozen tennis ball with the right size potato cannon will go through a car door. Just in case you're wondering, don't ask me how I know that, but yeah. Yeah, like, yeah. Lots of the shit we used to do as kids. It was always a lot of fun, but yeah. Actually, I probably should have done the water, because that's going to unlock. You know what? Nah, okay. Ooh, do we want? No. Where the fuck do we get cabins from? Let's leave this here. Let's do the water. Kid in high school, smart kid, kind of strange. Made some nitroglycerin and blew up the school locker. Oh, yeah. Oh, drainer. Yeah. Well, yeah, so we didn't do too much of that because, like, my grandparents are farmers. We had access to gel ignite, which was always a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Where'd we go? Very special. I don't remember where else the water is. Actually, golf balls. We got pretty like advanced with our potato cannons, with like interchangeable fucking hold on. Interchangeable nozzles and things like that. So ones that would fit golf balls, tennis balls, oranges, that sort of stuff. Different chamber shapes and things like that. The ones with like the U-shaped ones that worked very well. Yeah. Golf balls are always a lot of fun to shoot. Drone bombs. Yeah, we used to use like quarter sticks and that sort of stuff, fireworks to destroy mailboxes. My parents' mailbox always survived though because it was made of bricks, but it didn't stop us from trying when I was like 12. The like flap on the letterbox would make a cool sound when you put a big firework in the in the brick letterbox. What's the best way to get the? All right, okay. You putting your talents to use. Oh god, damn it, my bad. I was not paying enough attention. Where's the nearest truck? The Atom, I think. No, you went mattress bowling. The fuck is mattress bowling? Like riding a mattress down a hill or something? Or attaching a mattress to the back of a car? I don't know if this is a thing in other countries, but Macca's trays were always a bit of a thing. So you get a front-wheel drive car, and then you get McDonald's, you know, like the trays you get. They're like red or brown. Like you get them, you know, they got them at KFC and that sort of stuff as well. And then you put them under the rear tires and put the handbrake on, and then yeah, you do burnouts with your front wheel drive car, and the rear just slides around. That was always the thing. Old BD found a mattress out on the curb on the garbage night. That truck never tipped, yeah. I've been pretty good with it, actually. I haven't tipped it for a long time. It did the thing where, you know, the front end dips in and then the rear end goes car, roof, mattress, garbage can, speed, slam on the brakes. You can figure, oh, right, yeah, okay. Yep. We'll just follow this road. We always had, like, you know, obviously having a farm, you know, my grandparents' farm and that sort of stuff, and my uncle's got a farm as well. Always fucking about with cars. Like I learned to drive at a pretty young age, and just let loose. We had an old VW Beetle that my uncle's like stripped, and we like essentially like home roll caged it. We used to use it for shooting, and we built a like we got a bench seat. Oh, I can't remember what the bench seat was out of. I don't think it was the bench seat, like the back seat out of the. Actually, it might have been. It might have been the back seat out of the Beetle. But yeah, mounted that on the back of it above the engine, so you were looking over the roof line. There was no roof; it was just a cage. And you could shoot from there, and there's like a spotlight and that sort of thing. But you know, when we were kids, we weren't shooting; we just drive around, and then you'd have your friends sitting in that, or your cousins sitting on that seat, and there was like that seatbelt and shit. You know, it's got to be safe. If you rolled, you're fucked. But you know, then just fucking drive through the river, and just like splash the shit out of them, or like drive under low trees so they get smacked with branches and. So annoying playing SnowRunner. Why the fuck can't you build a bridge there? Yeah, especially after you've been playing Roadcraft, right? Which ads are coming in 2 minutes. Yeah, getting like the tractor out and building fucking jumps. That was always a lot of fun. Usually for the motorbikes, but sometimes you'd test one of the old cars on it. Seems like all Australia's culturally one town. Yeah, I think. Well, I think there's I think it's two towns, right? There's City Australia and there's Country Australia, and I think City Australia used to be just almost like Country Australia, but now it's very different. But yeah, GT snow races with the Ski-Doo and quads, like 50. Yeah. Just like paddock bashes. Be like just cruising about and then hit a fucking wombat hole. Oh, better walk back to the house and get the tractor. Get the car back on its roof or off its side. And then now we're going to have to try and fix the thing. Oh, there we go. I'm just, oh, it is kind of out of the way. Put it there. Wombats live in hole. Yep, just like badgers. Fucking big warrens. Like gigantic rabbits or badgers. Can you name the country that is home to Aalborg Airport, also known as Aalborg Lufthafen? So I'm going to say Germany. Like, is it Air Haven? Luft? Yeah. Just going off the name, like Luftballons or Luftwaffe. Or is Luft red? Like I'm thinking of the Luftballon songs. Isn't it 99 red balloons? And but it's not 99 red Luftballons. It's 99. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I think about wombats, right? Wombats have, I think it's like their hips, the back of their pelvis, right, where their legs mount. There's a big bone pad that's really hard on it, and they use it to, like, Denmark, could be Denmark, where they slam basically their butts against the walls of their burrows to shore them up and to make them not collapse. But they also use that as a defense mechanism, right? So if a dingo or a dog or something chases a wombat, it'll run into its hole and then essentially back up into whatever's going in there and fucking kill it by, like, crushing it to death and, like, suffocating it by slamming it against the wall of the burrow with its butt. Says you have to log in for higher resolution, but you're already logged in. Is that on Twitch? I have a Twitch window open. Can I look what resolution it's streaming at? There should be at 2K, but I don't know if the 2K is, like, working. We've had this before. Oh yeah, 720p and then 1440 has source in brackets. You were logged out. Hold on. Can I do it from this window? No. That's interesting. They show them their butts, basically. Like kangaroos drowning dogs and shit in dams and creeks and rivers. Osberg Airport. All right, you were correct. Mykkelto. Country of Denmark, with its presence serving as the gateway to the northern part of the Scandinavian nation. Wombats for extras in Braveheart. They are big bastards. And that's, like, I mean, like, they can get, I don't know, I'd say 50 kilos, maybe not. They like a Eastern Grey can get, not an Eastern, like a hairy nose wombat can get pretty big and quite heavy. But, like, if you run a motor, because, they're fucking wildlife, right? So they, sometimes end up on the road and getting in the way. Hey, Tam, how's it going? Why? There we go. But, like, yeah, if you hit a wombat, there's a good chance it'll take out, like, your radiator when it goes under the front of the car. Like, a roo will fuck your bonnet up and your windscreen because it'll jump up on the bonnet. And, like, hitting a kangaroo is like hitting a deer, like, causes a heap of damage. But yeah, wombats will fuck your radiator up, end your day. I think, that's a guess. Let's not fucking be fake news. How much does a wombat weigh? Does a wombat weigh? Like, they're big? Oh, 20 to 35. Okay. They're fucking big though. Like, if you look at, like, a big, what is a bull? No, it's not a bull. like a big male wombat. When someone picks it up, it's like the size of like your torso. Like it's, yeah. But think of like hitting a 35 kilo rock with your car. That's like just on the ground. Are they aggressive? No, they mostly run away. They'll like, if they get cornered, they'll like bite you. But like they're herbivores, right? So they kind of like got, you know, rabbit teeth, like large in sizes on the front. Just make it even. Well, I mean, the rabbits are kind. Sorry, rabbits. The wombats are like the small rocks that just fuck your car up, no, the truck up. They are pretty fucking adorable though. Wombat avoidance simulator. That's just a wildlife avoidance simulator, right? You're like driving down the road, you're in Canada, and a fucking elk or a moose just pops out of nowhere. Yeah, somewhere there's like a bear. Australia can be roos and wombats. The problem we get, and emus kind of do the same thing. Don't know about camels, but like one of the things that happens with kangaroos, and I don't know if this happens in other countries, but like so a group of kangaroos is called a mob. You don't know what like koalas live in trees? Nah, wombats live in holes. You come across a mob, right, and they'll get startled by your car, and it's like night. Usually it's at dusk, but it can be at night, like this kind of time of day, right? And what they sometimes do is they'll hop along the road. Yes. Like kind of like alongside your car. Then all of a sudden they'll be like, you know what? I don't want to go this way. And they just like dart across the road in front of your car. And that's like when you hit them. Sometimes they just come out of nowhere, like a kid chasing a ball. But yeah, like, yeah, if you come up to a mob of kangaroos, like you just sort of, you know, if they don't run away, honk at them so that they fucking run away and wait. Because I remember my grandparents' farm's like 20 minutes out of the town. We're driving home one night and there was like 4 or 5 kangaroos on the side of the road. And like Pop slowed down and they were doing exactly that. They were like hopping kind of alongside the car almost. And he's like, you know, the speed limit was 100. He was like slowing down to basically stop. And right as he stopped, one of the kangaroos that was next to the car decided to make a beeline left and just jumped on the bonnet and kept jumping like the car had stopped. But yeah, like literally just jumped on the car for fuck knows what reason. Emerald Coast in Hunter Call the Wild. If you want to shoot anything, there's lots of everything. Roos, goats, like shooting fish in a barrel, yeah. I mean, wild pigs and goats are a thing in Australia. We've hit almost every large Canadian animal we have. SIT4. To go under a moose. Missed the front legs back off. Like, oh my god. Across the screen whenever a hazard appears, yeah. Yeah, like we've got, I mean, in the outback, right? But not really in the bush. Australia's got the largest wild camel population outside of the whole entire Middle East. Or is it like Saudi Arabia that also has a large camel population? But yeah, they're introduced. But yeah, there's like a lot of wild camels in outback Australia, which is kind of funny. Rabbits and possums. Yeah, we got rabbits and possums as well. You're just giving up fighting rabbits. Just to, yeah. Especially if there's I mean, in New Zealand's not like super dry, right? You get a lot of rain. So you've got lots of grass. So when there's feed, rabbits will breed. That wasn't supposed to rhyme. That's not a saying. I just, it's not like something people say. It's just something that I randomly said. But yeah, like when there's a lot of feed, you get a lot of rabbits. You still get them when it's dry, but just not as many. Yeah, they're definitely a pest here. We get the same thing with roos. Like we get large populations of roos, and when it's dry is when it's worse because they move into cities because there's, you know, lawns and things like that and runoff from roads, like means there's grass on the side of the roads and that sort of thing. So yeah. Break his ankle on rabbit holes. Oh, yeah. Sweet. Has this unlocked anything? No. No. What is Forester's Den gonna unlock? Delivered from the woods, I guess. No, drowned order? What the fuck is drowned order? Forester's Den. Okay. Metal rolled wooden planks. Oh, I need seven wood planks. Was it 2 metal? Let's see if I can figure this out. How much more cargo I need. Wallace Bay. 3 metal rolls. They're from the service parts I've got. 3 consumables. Where the fuck do we get consumables from? What is that for? For express delivery. What's this one? There's more water. Solace Bay, okay. Service spare parts you get from Solace Bay. The fuck do we get consumables from? Full on, man, but the damn rabbits eat my... Yeah, so my mate and I, he had a gun license. We were hunting a wombat that used to eat my grandma's flowers. we never got it. It wasn't there like every night. We ended up just going rabbit shooting. Buxton's farm's pretty funny. Buxton has badges wrecking stuff on his farm and they're protected. Yeah, that was last season. Like not season 3, I think. Looks like stand a chance. Yeah. Do they make any trucks? Oh yeah, anymore? Yeah, I'm not sure. Could have gone the way of the Australian car industry, right? Where we don't make any cars here anymore. What was I looking for? Consumables. That's where we get cabins from. What do we need? 2 cabins, right? Yeah, just 2. How bad is it now? He's working on hybrid and electric rigs. Nice. In the American car industry. I mean, they still make American cars. GM and Ford still make cars. It's not as big as it was, right? So my thought is try and bring all the cargo that I need remaining, right? To Solace Bay. I need I'm pretty sure it's 7 wood planks, I think. Either 7 or 6. One might have already been delivered. 2 cabins, and then metal roll service spare parts all come from Solace Bay, so we don't need to bring them with us. Metal beams we get from... Oh no, that's from metal beams, metal rolls. Service spare parts I've already got. Consumables. I think consumables are from there. Fuel, wooden planks, medium logs. We've got solar panels. Where the fuck are the solar panels? Oh, the solar panels are from the port. Okay, so cargo container. I think cargo containers are also from the port. And trailers. Can we do 2 cabins and 7 wooden planks, do you reckon? On the Kenny G. I also think a